topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from top local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to another Ask the Expert show, where for the last 16 years, we have brought you the top experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. I want to say hello to all of our U.S. and Canadian listeners. We have so many listeners in Canada, mainly from Ontario. We want to welcome you. I want to start. This is like my favorite show. We do 30 shows a month. This is my favorite, and I'm going to tell you why. This is our functional medicine show, holistic, hormone replacement, weight loss, functional medicine. I have never had an expert like Dr. Eldred Taylor of the Taylor Medical Group, who really and truly walked the walk. This man had an incredible practice, OBGYN practice, and he basically found something with longevity that not only did he discover, but every day this man wants to share it with the public. He actually has his own show on this network. He has the most incredible publication he puts out almost every day. And I've just never seen anybody who has dedicated their life to helping people like Dr. Eldred Taylor. Good morning, Dr. Taylor.
Hey man, hey, I'm gonna try not to blush.
Yeah.
After that intro, but I appreciate it. Yeah. So yeah, thank you. And I didn't know you had this show for 16 years. I think I've been with you for 3 or 4?
Yes, exactly.
The pandemic, because the pandemic was actually 2020, so it's been a while. But anyway, so I appreciate it, and the only reason I'm doing my Ageless Blueprint show is because I started out here. And so, yeah, I appreciate you kind of getting me off of the couch, because I used to go around and speak and stuff, and I didn't do it for 7 or 8 years, and I missed it. But this gives me an opportunity to do what I was doing, but I can sit in my study at my house and can do it and don't have to travel, especially with the way travel is now. Man,
yes.
Is lines. I'm in Atlanta, and you guys have been seeing the lines at the airport. Thank goodness I didn't have a trip lined up. We usually have a trip lined up around March or April. Thank goodness we didn't have it, so we don't have to deal with all of that.
It's Hartfield Airport is just crazy. We keep seeing pictures on the news. Looks like it might be easing up a bit.
Yeah.
But, Dr.
I think so.
Taylor, you're a believer like me, and you're in a position where you can actually touch people's lives, and not just in the Atlanta area. And I got to tell you, I am probably one of your biggest fans. I have learned so much about the human body. And it's so amazing. You're an MD, you still are. And you're really looking at longevity like it's never been looked at before.
Well, this is how I look at it. I mean, I told you I'm an OBGYN, and I started looking at, we wrote 2 books called Are Your Hormones Making You Sick and The Stress Connection. And then like 2 or 3 years ago, I said, oh, wow, I want to talk about longevity, because hey, I'm getting older and I want to know how to live life and try and live it to the fullest as long as I could. But anyway, so what happened is that, man, I lost my train of thought. What was I what was I saying? Oh, what was I talking about when
your practice and where you're
okay.
going.
Yeah.
And
So
something else.
longevity. Oh, no, I know what it was. Okay, about longevity. And so then
Yes.
I found out that I've been teaching longevity because longevity is primarily based on getting your hormones corrected and cortisol. Stress is what kills most people. Stress is what causes most disruption. Hey, I was stressed. I couldn't think. That's what I was trying to get to, is that longevity is really about hormones, controlling hormones through your life, and then making sure you can control cortisol and stress. And the key is what we learned in the stress connection is that you can actually measure stress. People tell you that you should manage your stress better. Well, it's very hard to manage something that you can't measure. It's hard to manage your blood pressure if you never measure it. But you can measure stress through saliva testing. And that's kind of what we discovered 25, 30 years ago about how much information you can get about hormones through saliva testing. And so I kind of mentioned this last month, but I've started this kind of crusade. I'm on TikTok and I'm on all of these outlets now. And my mission is to end hormone confusion, because everybody's confused about hormones. And the reason why they're confused is that hormones aren't confusing. The way we test hormones is what's making it confusing. Because I see patients all the time, they say my lab work is normal, but I've got fibroids and irregular bleeding, and I've got all of these issues. I got PMS, and they keep telling me my labs are normal. And so everybody's confused. Doctors are confused, patients are confused. And I just did a podcast talking about the cost of hormone confusion. It costs lives, it costs relationships, it costs jobs, it costs unnecessary procedures. It costs you buying supplements that don't work, medications that make you worse instead of better. There is a high cost to hormone confusion, but the price of hormone clarity is really minuscule compared to that. And the way you get clarity is by doing the right test. It's like you wouldn't put a blood pressure cuff on a patient and think you're going to get their temperature.
Right.
Okay, or vice versa. You don't put the thermometer in a person's mouth and say, "Oh, here's your blood pressure." If you do the wrong test, you're going to get a confusing answer. So my goal in life, you said I've dedicated my life to something. Well, now I've dedicated my life to ending hormone confusion. That is the goal for the rest of my life. Because here's the deal. We're talking about longevity and spirituality and all of that. It's very hard to be spiritual and to be when you're stressed and when you can't sleep and women have hot flashes and all that. You can't think about a higher power and what you can do for humanity when you're waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and can't go to sleep. So I think that we lose productivity when we don't have our hormones and our cortisol and everything corrected. So I think it's important for just to live life in the fullest and not have your life on hold because you don't understand what's going on in your body.
One of the things I read that you wrote, it said stress connection, that 75 to 90% of doctor visits were stress related.
Yeah.
And you also talked how you've mastered stress.
Yeah. Well, I saw that study back in 2006 or whatever. And this is when I stopped delivering babies in 2006, and I totally devoted my practice to this. So I saw that and I'm like, wow, if 75 to 90% of the patients are coming to me because of stress, man, if I can really understand stress, I can help a whole lot of people. And that has borne out to be true. Okay, is that if you understand stress, you understand how to measure it, then you know how to manage it, then you know how to follow it, you know how to correct it, and people can go on about their lives. And what happens is you will have stress in your life. I mean, if you live long enough, you're going to have stress. You're going to have multiple stressors. You're going to have relationship stressors, financial stressors, physical stressors, emotional stressors. You're going to have it. So you better understand, how do you manage it? How do you measure it? Is this too much? Is this too little? Should I be pushing myself more? Should I push myself less? And even because I think stress is so important, I have, and I don't know if I've talked about this on the show, there's something called heart rate variability. And yeah, so heart rate variability. So you have children,
Yeah.
Steve? Okay. I know it may have been a while ago, but do you remember when, if you were in the labor room or you saw that, you know how they saw the fetal heart tracing and the fetal heart tracing was going up and down and all
Yes.
that? And they were saying that, hey, that tells us if the baby is under stress or not. And if the baby's under too much stress, you have to do a C-section, right?
Right.
You have to do a C-section to get the baby out of the environment so that it can thrive because that environment is too stressful. Well, let me tell you, that little fetal heart tracing, it doesn't go away when you're born. It's still there. Okay. And so it can tell us whether or not you're in stress or not by how much this thing is varying. So it's called heart rate variability. We used to call it fetal heart rate tracings. So I was like, man, I know about heart rate variability. I was doing it all the time while I was doing OB. So you can do a heart rate variability. I actually created an app where you can use your phone and you put your finger over the light and it gives you your heart rate variability. It gives you like a tracing and it'll tell you, is your body under stress or not? And then it gives you
Wow.
ways to relieve the stress, breathing exercises, things you can do. Just going out in nature, it can change your heart rate variability. You can walk barefoot, all these things. So in the app, it says, okay, this is your state right now. Here's how you can change it and increase your heart rate variability because that allows you to better handle stress. Because what it's showing you is that if you have a stressor, how quickly do you recover from it? So that's what those lines are. When the line is up, that means you're under stress. When the line goes down, that means that you're stressed. So what you have to understand is that your body is constantly making these corrections. Every time I move my arm up, it has to make a correction. And so how quickly your body can respond to that, that's why. So you just think how some people, they stand up quickly and they get lightheaded. That's because that their body is not responding to that change quickly enough. So it's not increasing the blood pressure quickly enough. So they feel faint. So those are all signs of people who don't have good heart rate variability when they can't adjust to changes in motion or changes in their environment. And again, if you don't get that person out of that stressful environment that's causing that heart rate variability to go away, just like that baby, if I didn't get that baby out in time, that baby would suffer severe consequences, brain damage, or even die from being in a stressful environment that it could not adapt to long enough. So just think, longevity is about adaptability. Why did the dinosaurs become extinct? Because they couldn't adapt to a new environment. So that's what heart rate variability shows, is how well can you adapt to the stressors that you may be dealing with or going to deal with. So that's a new type of device that I'm going to launch. I have it ready. I'm just trying to figure out how to launch it. And so you can get a scan for free, but if you want to track it and you want to know how you can change it, it's like $4.99 a month, but then you can buy it for the whole year for $39. But
Wow.
that is like the initial system that will tell you, hey, look, you've got a problem brewing because we don't see that variability, and we need to look further and try to restore that, just like we used to do if it was a fetal heart tracing.
So any idea when you'll have that ready?
I have it, I have it ready. I could actually. So if you go to this website, it's called HRV Restore. I could probably pull it up, couldn't I? HRV Restore. That's the website, and you can download it now. And you don't have to go through the app store. You download it. It'll say, do you want to put it on your home screen? And it's right there. I guess I could show it, couldn't I? Let me see.
HRB is in boy, Dr. Taylor?
V is in victory, heart rate variability.
Yeah. HRV.
Yeah. So let me do it, because you can download it now. I'm gonna pull it up and then I'm gonna try and go to it. Share my screen. So let me share my screen. Let me see how much time we got. Okay, yeah. So
we got time.
So that's how it looks. Okay. So you can start your scan. Now you can't do it on a laptop, but you have it on your phone. You start your scan, and it's going to say, "Can you have access to your light and your camera?" And then you begin the assessment. Now, I don't know. Yeah, I don't have a light on this, but you would do it, and then at the end, it would, so let me see. So that's what would happen. So you give it access, and then what would happen is you do that for 1 minute, and then it comes up with a report, and it'll tell you, hey, you are in a good state or not. So let me get rid of this. It'll tell you whether you're ready for the day, where you should caution, and then if you want to recover, you would go here, and then you would have these breathing exercises. Now you have to sign in to be able to do that, but there's breathing exercises you can do, and then you can go back and redo the scan, and you can see that it actually changed your heart rate variability. See, that's what we used to do with babies. If we saw that they were under stress, we would give oxygen to the mother, so they would increase, it's like making them breathe deeper. And then we would also change their position so we could get the baby off of the umbilical cord, get the baby off of what was supplying them with their energy. So that's it. So we would love for you to, so it's HRVrestore.com. That's it right there. I would love for you to download it, and you can play around with it for 7 days, and you don't have to pay anything. There's a 7-day trial, and you'll be able to do the breathing exercises and all of that stuff. And I can constantly upgrade it. I'm going to put other things in there you can do to help deal with your stress, and that's for $39 a year. And I'll make sure that when I get more information, I'll share it. So I'm trying to use AI. I'm trying to use social media. I guess I'm heading down the home stretch here in my life, and I'm like, trying to race to the finish line and get, everything I can out there that can help people, so that, that app can be there after I'm long gone. Some of the other stuff I'm doing, I'm trying to make sure that this information is kind of rooted and grounded and not necessarily based on me saying it. I'm trying to recruit doctors. I had doctor contact me today saying that, yeah, you're right, blood testing is confusing. How can I implement this in my practice? And that's my ultimate goal, is to get doctors asking me how to do this, because I can't be the only person doing this. It's not going to get anywhere if I'm the only one doing it.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's not going to get anywhere. So that's why I'm calling this as a movement. I'm asking everybody to join it. Talk to your doctor, talk to your sister and say, hey, are you confused about hormones? Hey, I can show you. I did this on, let me see how much time we got. I did one more thing. I told you I'm trying to do everything I can. I have one more thing I'd like to show you, if you don't mind.
Oh my God, no, you're kidding.
Okay, so let me try and find it here real quick where it's easy for me to get to. Okay, I know what I can do. I think if I upload, a video file. All right, yeah. So let me show you this. Rebel, can you? Here we go.
Woke up 3 a.m. She'd soak right through. That internal fire ain't nothing new. 1 minute calm, next I'm climbing the walls. This hormone roller coaster takes and it calls. Doc says it's natural, this shift, this change, but feeling like a stranger feels so strange. Cortisol rising, progesterone's low, estrogen loud, now the symptoms show. Hormone confusion, now I see the pattern. Progesterone low, that's what really happened. Hot flash rising, sleep all gone, now I finally know what's going on. Hormone confusion, no illusion, my body talking, this is the solution. Not just aging, not just stress, now I understand and I feel my best. Forgot my keys again, lost my train of thought. This mental fog, a battle hard fought. They say just relax, like it's easy to do when your own chemistry's working on you. But listen up close, there's a truth they miss. Blood tests normal, don't mean nothing's amiss. Patterns matter more than numbers show. Your body's been talking, now you finally know. you're fine again. But they never looked at the pattern within. Saliva tells what blood can't see. Now you're stepping into clarity. This ain't random, this is design. Your body's rhythm got out of line. Restore the balance, reset the flow. Now you're learning what you didn't know. No more confusion, now there's a solution. Understanding your body is the revolution. Balance restored, clarity found. Now you're steady back on the ground. No more confusion, power reclaimed. You learn the system, you change the game. This ain't aging, this is truth. Your body was always talking to you.
What do you think, Steve?
Wow. The whole time I was watching this, I thought about your wife, who's a doctor also.
Yeah.
You shared with
That's
us
the whole reason.
Going through some hormonal problems.
Yeah, that's the whole reason why we wrote that book 25 years ago, is that my wife was going through these issues, and then I saw it firsthand what was really happening. You don't see it when a patient comes in, you see them for 10 or 15 minutes once or twice a year. You don't see what's going on, and a lot of times they don't say it, or they don't have time to tell you. And even if they tell the doctor's still confused. They don't know what to do. So like I said, they'll do the blood test. They say you're normal, and they say it's just aging. It's just a part of life. And so that's what that's trying to get across. And I'll tell you, when women see it, they say, that's me. That's exactly what has happened to me. I've gone to the doctor. They keep telling me it's normal. And then they start to understand their bodies, and hey, a weight gets lifted off of them. They say, wow, finally, I don't have to start wondering. I have patients come in, and because they can't sleep, they think they have a brain tumor. So just think of how much stress, that confusion, your body automatically starts to think the very worst scenario. So, so that's what you want to try and avoid. And that's when you get clarity, when you do the right test, man, it really helps women and men out. Both of them need to understand, because men have cortisol issues, men have testosterone issues. So we don't, women are like the most vocal about it. Men just they don't talk about their symptoms like women do. But women, that's why I'm trying to get women in the movement, because they spread the word. They know how to get a message across. Men kind of keep it to themselves, but women, they're going to tell somebody.
Dr. Taylor, if you just watch TV for about 30 minutes with everything going on in the world, I would think people nowadays are more stressed out than ever before, don't know what to do about it. Your new app is going to measure their stress and then also show them what to do about it.
That was the goal. It's just, what good is information if you don't know how to use it to change something? Okay. So that's why I'm like, what good is information if I don't tell you, hey, saliva testing is what you need, or you need this to fix your adrenals? That's what I'm saying. Information just for information purpose is okay. But if it's information you can use to change your life, that's what we're trying to do, is to give you some simple understanding that could really make a huge difference in your life today and going forward. And you got to think about it. This is information you can share with your kids or your grandkids or whatever, so that they know early on. You may be learning this because you're going through menopause, but think about your daughter who's 25. They need to know this now, so that they can understand the changes that they're going to go through, so they can prevent fibroids and hysterectomies and breast cancers and all of these things, just by understanding this basic physiology and understanding that hormones are not confusing. The way we test for hormones makes it confusing. That's the issue.
Well, we're going to replay this show again on this Friday at 2:25 Eastern Time. Such an important show. Dr. Taylor's with us every month, the first Wednesday of the month. Dr. Taylor, give people your website who are listening on radio now.
Yeah. Hey, well, you can find my website is taylormedicalgroup.net is my practice website. My Ageless Blueprint website is ageless-blueprint.com. So you can get that. Please download that app, HRV Restore, and go to all my links. I have a lot of information there. Hey, and if you want that video or either that song, just put it in the comments. I'd love to send that to you also. And just so you can see that, hey, look, it's common enough that we wrote a song about it. So you are not alone, and the solution is at hand. You just need to understand it, and you need to, make a decision that that's what you're going to do.
Well, happy Easter, happy Resurrection Day, and we'll see you
same to you.
Thanks.
Okay, all right. See you, Steve. Thank you. Bye-bye.
That's Dr. Eldred Taylor. He is amazing. You can watch his show again, listen to it by going to iHeart or www.w4cy.com, and number 4. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.